Hello and welcome into a intro for a video which I've already recorded. I recorded it before I am this. I had Trentic with me in game and we were doing a little bit of interview about content as a whole, what he thinks is going to come from Orion Drift, and a lot of other interesting factors. We spent about half an hour just chatting about Orion Drift, talking to one another. We recorded it all live, so if you want to check out any bits of that, go check out Trentic in the description. But let's not waste any time at all.
And hello and welcome into our first episode of whatever I called the podcast in the intro. It's a sort of thing similar to Top of the Pop, which most of you may know from Echo by Money Mitch. Wonderful guy, I've met him in real life. Amazing to meet, but it's not about me or Money Mitch today. It's about Trentic here.
Buenos noches.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Trentic is Trentic is a YouTuber. He does a lot of content. We're both actually live right now, and I have both chats open.
What? That's crazy.
We
Twitch.tv/Jonesy_all right.
It'll be in the description.
Hooray!
Stop the stream. We did the dab in 2025. Good point, chat. I'm
It's not even
trialing
2025,
this.
They're wrong.
It's 2024. I'm trialing this
Yeah,
sort
no,
of
you're
content.
wrong.
The big thing is I'm trialing this sort of content just to make it a bit nicer. I want to see how it goes because obviously Mitch, huge influence. Obviously, LAN events, streaming. I'm
That's
sure
why
you
we are
said
naming this podcast Top of the Drift. I'm just kidding.
top of the drift isn't a bad shout. Chat suggestions.
Oh,
Station.
really?
Good
Well, it was
idea.
either that or Drift Tua, so, you know.
No. We have a couple
Invest
names.
in Drift Coin. I'm just kidding.
All right. So Trentic, obviously, have you met Mitch before or spoken to Mitch before?
I have. I met him at the Vegas event.
Vega. Oh. Yeah. So
I got some history with this game. My freaking
obviously,
casket!
yeah. You had.
I'm gonna crash out.
This
I'm gonna
might go in a
crash
little
out,
bit of a
dude.
blooper scene.
We're
He's having
in
a
the
couple
middle of an
issues.
interview,
He's having
Cord.
a couple of issues.
I bought you
He's
for
back again.
$15
Hello,
at a
Kenzok.
Walmart. You need to work.
Yo, welcome in, Blue.
Okay, I'm good. I'm back.
My chat
I have
has
returned.
ads. It's fine. All right. Yeah. So obviously, you said you went Vegas.
You have ads.
You said you went Vegas. What
Oh,
was
I got
it like going
quite
to
a
Vegas?
history with this game.
What was it like going to Vegas?
You know what? I'm just gonna do this. You know what? I'm just gonna take my cord. I'm gonna put it on the back of my headset. I'm gonna freaking crash
the
out
left?
on Mark Zuckerberg himself.
I just moved forward and
then
he
I
moves
don't know
forward.
what I'm gonna do.
Is that better?
Uh,
If he goes like there, if he goes there, do you reckon that's a good
freaking-
idea?
Frickity frick.
And I just go
frick,
here where my other hand is.
more frick.
You reckon that's a good idea, Mint?
Frick drifts. I don't know.
He's currently in space up there, so this is some wonderful behind the
Okay.
scenes.
I got that.
It's a bit hard. We're in zero
Stick
gravity,
this
so we just
cord
do
in the back
sort of
of
float
my
away.
head, even though it's uncomfortable. And we
Need
should
to be
good
centered.
to go.
I like the
Oh
off-centeredness
my
a little
gosh,
bit.
I'm actually gonna
I
die.
do like a little bit of off-centeredness.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's
Okay,
drifting
let's-
away. Yeah, he's drifting away.
We're so
Driftcast does sound. Do you guys reckon Driftcast is a good idea?
Freaking get back.
You guys reckon?
So-
One in the chat if you reckon
Okay,
Driftcast
If
is a good
this
idea.
happens one more time, I'm going to crash out on Mark Zuckerberg himself. Okay,
Yeah, that's a good question.
anyway,
I'll ask someone after.
As I was
Yeah,
saying,
So I said you went to Vegas. So what was your opinion on the Vegas event?
probably one of the greatest days of my life, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, unironically.
Yeah.
Like, man, I got to meet the people who I literally had my content creator comeuppance with. Like, I started making VR content through Echo VR, first VR video I ever made. And I finally got to meet the people who were in that, like, community space for the years that I've been doing it.
Yeah.
It was magical time. And I got to meet Lemming, which was awesome. If you
Yeah.
scroll back far enough on my YouTube community tab, you can see a video. Not a video, sorry. You can see a picture with me, Lemming, and Gondog.
Yeah.
Kind of a
I mean,
goated picture, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, obviously, you've been in the content space for a lot longer than me. You said you obviously made some Echo videos, but what was like the first sort of thing you stuck with as a content creator?
It was actually VR, I'm not gonna lie. I spent a
it
whole
VR?
year just making whatever, and then I found Echo VR, and it was just, I don't know, man. Something felt right about it, and I just like that, I literally couldn't just stop making Echo content.
Yeah, I mean, I I'm not going to go into myself, but obviously Echo, huge thing. Do you think Echo changed the way you were forever, like the way Echo was and the people you met? Do you reckon
It
that changed how
certainly
you are?
changed my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally,
Nope.
I mean, Jonesy, there are plenty of communities that young, impressionable 13-year-olds are entering. I could have been in Gorilla Tag. I could have been in League of Legends. I could have been in, like, Minecraft. I'm going to be honest, probably good that I chose the niche internet community.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be completely fair. I think it's made me the person that I am today. And meeting the people within it who have the same aspirations and dreams as I do has just been, oh my gosh, man. It's so magical.
Yeah.
Might be parasocial
VR.
too. I don't know how healthy that is, but yeah.
I mean, VR is a wonderful space because obviously you're 7 hours behind me time-wise, but we're both sat here at the same time.
7 hours. Oh
Yeah,
no.
It's 11 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We record
Tragic.
late. Late recording is better than early recording because
We'll
find
answer
I'm
questions at the
more
end,
awake.
Zed.
Yeah, I mean, we all call you Trentic. Is that the only name you've ever been by online?
No, actually. I'm ashamed to say this. For my first year of YouTube, I had a randomly generated name. Actually, the name had stuck with me because I originally had it on one of the first games that I ever played, which is Pixel Gun 3D. If you know what that is.
Yeah.
And the randomly generated name that it gave me was Lucky Sniper 781. So for the first year of the entirety of my channel, I was Lucky Sniper 781. And I thought I was the crap for that, dude. I thought, man, they're gonna be putting my name on the billboards, Lucky Sniper 781, top YouTuber.
I mean, there is people out there like that, and I mean, obviously, Lucky Sniper. What sort of creators was Lucky Sniper looking at when you were creating content?
I'm gonna be honest. I was Dan TDM, Jacksepticeye, freaking I did I dabbled in VR occasionally. It was actually Dan TDM that introduced me to VR through his Job Simulator series. But it was mainly just PewDiePie, Dan TDM, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and then just a bunch of niche ones from a bunch of different video games. I was pretty good in SCP Secret Laboratory, if you've heard of that game.
Yeah,
Watched a lot of content creators out there. Was such an awesome game, man. And I liked that scene for a while, and yeah, honestly, it was mainly Dan TDM though that kind of made me want to do what he was. I think he was the first ever content creator that I ever watched on YouTube.
Another British person. Yeah, I mean, content as a whole is powerful. I mean, obviously, you have TV shows that people don't appreciate that as a sort of content, but people spend hours putting time into it. Speaking of putting time into things, what's the longest amount of time you put into a video that you've made?
Multiple. I think it's are you talking about just me or me or an editor for my channel?
Time you've put into a video yourself.
Time that I've put. I spent 2 days making the Orion Drift. Not Orion Drift. Sorry, the Echo VR shutdown documentary. It's called The Best VR Game You Can Never Play.
Yeah,
I spent 2 days making that.
I think I watched that.
I have always been super hyper obsessed with efficiency when it comes to editing, because I don't really have an editing software that allows me to kind of do everything that I want to do. It doesn't I use DaVinci Resolve mainly because I despise Premiere Pro, but I wish I had the motion and fluidity that Premiere Pro had. If I could take that, combine it with DaVinci, and make it smooth, for some reason the softwares are on Macs. Oh my gosh, dude! I would probably enjoy editing a lot more. But
yeah,
there's a reason. I've always been obsessed with getting videos out as fast and as high quality as possible, even if it kind of, degrades the mental health a bit. I've definitely been to a lot long streaks of burnout because of it, but man, when I get going, during the summers, dude, I get going.
Yeah, I mean, Summer is a huge time for content, but it's not just about
Tragically.
content in your life, is it? But it's also about relaxing. So what sort of stuff do you do to relax apart from VR? And don't
Make
say
content.
Fortnite. Don't say Fortnite or making content. What sort of stuff do you do to relax and just spend time with yourself?
Mainly just gaming and making content. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to answer that question because when you know what you want to do with your life and you have the passion and the drive to do it, like even at this point, even though it's hard, making content for me is like second nature at this point, and so
Yeah.
I'll just naturally be doing it. I mean, really, the thing that I've spent the most time recently though is probably just grinding Valorant competitive. So I mean, there's that, but that's because I'm on my school's esports team, and so I need to be good at the game that I signed up to play.
You might have to be good. I mean, you're going into flat screen
Might
there.
have
What are
to.
some big games that you've played that flat screen and like you enjoy playing apart from
SCP
Valorant
Secret
and Fortnite?
Laboratory, Roblox, Valorant, Fortnite. We got
Apart,
Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, and 3. Let's say what else? I played Minecraft, although I think I already mentioned that, did I?
I
Did I
think
already
you
mention
did.
that?
I think you did.
SCP Containment Breach was fun.
Ooh.
Phasmophobia, I loved doing that one in 2020. Same thing with Among Us. That was a fun thing that I loved doing in 2020. I was pretty heavy on Rainbow Six Siege for a time just because I liked playing it with my neighbor. And I've always had a special place in my heart for Mortal Kombat just because I would go over to my friend's house and we would play it. I never actually
Yeah.
bought the game. Like I only play Mortal Kombat on other people's consoles. So
I don't blame you there.
I have beaten
mean-
I have beaten the campaigns for Mortal Kombat, the newest one, and Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 11, even though I do not own either of the games.
Yeah. I mean,
I
someone in
play
my
Elite
chat just said.
Sub-Zero.
Someone just said, "Oh, sorry, did he say esports for school?" I mean, over here,
Yeah.
esports teams are somewhat common now in schools. Is it
Yeah,
common
for
around
grade
where you're
school.
from?
Yeah, actually, for the state that I'm in, esports in 2025 is going to be a sanctioned sport. That's like provided
Oh.
a budget and actually supported by the school. It's not going to be a club. So we have jerseys, we got crazy setups. Actually, you want me to tell you the setups that are in the freaking computer lab at my school? It
Yeah,
is
you want
stupid.
And then,
Okay.
yeah, go on.
Each computer, and keep in mind, this is like 20 computers. They have RTX 3060s and 3060 Ti's, 16 gigabytes of RAM, an Intel CPU that like has minimal bootlegging. I can't remember specifically which one it was. And then they have a full RGB setup, like the mouse and the keyboards are RGB, and then
Jesus.
double monitor setups. One of them is 75 hertz and the other is 240 hertz.
Jeez.
And those are setups that they entrust kids with. Like, what?
Yeah.
We asked
I mean-
we asked my teacher all the time. We're like, what kind of black magic negotiation nat 20 did you roll to get the budget for all of this? Because I
Yeah.
would not trust. I wouldn't even trust my peers with this.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
we
my
talk about
gosh.
esports. We talk about esports a lot nowadays because it's becoming this big
Oh, yeah.
thing. Obviously,
We can thank Ninja for that.
for
one.
VR, you have like you had ECL, VRML. For breaches, there was BCL, which is CLVR, and then there's VRML again. Esports is just
Don't
becoming
forget
this big
NEPA.
NEPA. Esports is this really big thing, but I mean, we're not doing a scrap punch chat. Esports is this
Scrap punch?
really big thing. Have you, apart from obviously with school, do you do any? Have you done any esports?
I've participated in an in-person event way back in the day. It was for Fortnite. It was a convention in downtown San Diego called GamerCon X. I know, crazy name, right?
I feel like I've heard the name though.
Yeah, I participated in a Fortnite tournament there. It was a really fun LAN. I had a lot of
Yeah.
fun, but I was also like 13, 14 at the time, so I was absolutely trash at Fortnite.
I
But
mean,
I had a lot of fun. And then of course, I don't really dabble much in competitive because that takes away time from content creation, which is what I'm truly passionate about. But man, when I get to like 10 million subs and I have like the money to fund it, I will totally host in-person tournaments and make those things happen because like oh my gosh, dude, it's so fun getting the VR community together.
yeah, I mean,
honestly,
there was
man,
in
I can't believe
November.
Oculus Connect.
Oculus. We don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about Oculus. Oculus has died, sadly.
But Oculus
In-person
Connect.
events.
Oh,
In-person events. You know, it's a big thing with VR because there's obviously VRMLCon 2 years in a row, maybe a third. Who knows? You're in the floor. There's Duckman LAN for EU, which has happened
Yep.
3 times now, and a 4th time is confirmed. We don't know when.
let me
But-
just fly out to Europe real quick.
UK. LAN events, man. LAN events are amazing. Obviously, you went
So
Vegas. I class Vegas as a LAN event.
Fun.
Have you been
Vegas
to
is
any
what's
VR,
definitely
VR
LAN.
lands specifically, not PC lands, apart from Vegas? Have you ever been to a
So
VR land?
anytime that I've wanted to go to one, something has come up that would stop me from doing it. Whether it was school, it's mainly school actually. This is why I'm gonna be honest, and this isn't a sentiment that you should share. Like, but I absolutely despise grade school. I hate it so much. And I can go into a myriad of reasons, but that's partially why. It's because it's caused me to miss out on so many opportunities in VR. But that's besides the point. The only LAN event that I've been to was the Vegas event.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, I was so frustrated that I couldn't go to any other ones.
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously VRML during the summer. It's expensive.
Yeah, VRMLCon.
Yeah, there was Duckman LAN, which
I
was
was-
VR Meet this year, which had Orion Drift in it.
Yeah, it actually
I
did. It
helped
was
with
really
some of
cool.
that content. I'm sure your name must have been mentioned a couple of times, but I mean, what
Did
do you
it?
think you've done
Was it?
for Orion Drift as a creator?
Well, you know, when we first got access to making the content, like actual content space, I made this little small little documentary that basically kind of appealed towards the Gorilla Tag audience, but the main goal was to bring that audience and make them aware of Orion Drift. And that reached out to, a lot of people, 240,000 to be specific. And I like to say, at least, that kind of got the ball rolling on Orion Drift content, because I mean, a lot of people, and I mean a lot, even though I'm not like the biggest creator in the space, will say like, yo, I'm literally here because of your videos or your streams.
Yeah, I mean, there's all this large content for Orion Drift, but people are always talking about now, or what's happened in the past. But what do you think is to come with, well, the Orion?
I think it's going to be VR's Fortnite. And not in the way that you think. I'm talking
There's
about
many
in
ways
terms
to
of
think
player
about
base.
that.
I'm talking
a
about
large
in terms
player
of player
base.
base. 200 player servers makes this the only actual VR massive multiplayer online game. Like before you could slap that title on there, but this is a true massive multiplayer online VR game. And then along with that, it builds on momentum and movement that people are similar with within this community, while also giving it enough of a twist to make it original. And yeah, I think personally, I think this game is going to be more popular than Gorilla Tag. If I do say so, I think this is Lemming's magnum opus right here.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about these massive ideas, but one little thing
Massive?
can spark.
You know what else is
No,
massive?
someone in chat said that. One little thing
you know
can
what
spark.
else is massive?
One little. Let me carry on. Take a step back. We had good framing. We had good framing. Do you want
It's
to move
fine.
back? We have like so. You have like one small idea can make a huge thing, but what
I don't
what brought
think
you
200 players is a pretty small idea.
what brought you into Orion Drifter? Like obviously you brought people here, but what was the start of that
Shoot,
game? What
man.
brought you here?
Really, it was the shutdown of Echo. I was the first person to start making Orion Drift content, actually. Because back when it was called Codenamed A2, and even just when Lemming made that one tweet, I was on there. You can go back. You can literally go back. It was around the time that Echo VR was shutting down, but Orion Drift, considering the merging of the communities because of Echo's shutdown, it honestly just felt like the next natural course of things. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, as you guys know, I kind of had to go do other stuff and keep myself busy while we waited for this to be made. Because this wasn't here in September 2023. In fact, actually, if you go to
No,
the
it was
Circuit
completely
Lounge
different.
and you see
It's
that,
completely
yeah,
different.
if you go to Circuit Lounge in the Driftball district,
I'll
there's
try
a
and put some
specific
images
picture
in.
on the first floor.
I'll try and put some images
That-
of the old one.
So that arena was actually at the Vegas event we actually got to test out that arena and play against each other. That's when it played way more like Echo. And I remember playing that arena. I think on my Quest 2, even though I don't use it anymore, I still have the footage that I used on that. So that could be a fun. I actually unintentionally documented the whole A2 Vegas event before they basically just kind of scrubbed it from the internet. So it honestly, it's kind of sad. I wish they would have kept it, but maybe they'll bring it back later once this game is popular enough that it doesn't need to be defined by what
see
it was.
a retrospective come through. I mean,
The
obviously we're
Orion
going through-
Drift iceberg.
we're going through a retrospective of your life. I mean, what is the biggest thing you think that's caused you in your life? What do you think is the biggest thing that's pushed you in the right direction?
The biggest thing that's pushed me in the direction that I'm at. Drive. I'd probably say the people that I look up to, and lots of spite.
Yeah. I mean,
A lot of people
you
told
see
me
all
that I
these
can't be
big,
where I
yeah.
am.
You see all these big
Lot of
creators.
people.
You see a lot of these big creators are like, oh yeah, start going into content. But like I know this well, and you probably knew this well from when you started. Getting into content is really hard to do. Like there's so many people doing things, you have to sort of change the path. You have to sort of.
Well, do you also
instead
want to
of-
know why as well?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's actually hard
He's gone again.
because I am indeed gone. Hold up. All right, there we go. Also, Castaway Leaf, thank you for the follow. So the reason why it's always hard to get into content creation is because of your pride, actually. And the reason why is because you'll make a video and you'll post it. But if you actually want to get to the space that if you even want to get to a fraction of where I am, and keep in mind, I am at 13,000 subs. So like in the grand scheme of everything, when the millions of subs, I'm like basically, I'm like a speck. And even so, to get there,
You're
you
one
need
star in the universe.
Yeah.
And just here around us is an example of them.
And I'm not even one of the moving stars. I'm one of the 2D ones in the wallpaper that they just had to put there.
And it's very, very small, like that little speck up there, just in the distance. But yeah, that's you. That is what you might think you are. But to who knows, 1,000 people who could be watching this in the future, you are this person who has.
Which is why I definitely want to tell you this message. If you truly want to do this for a living, then you need to throw away your pride. Because your pride is going to tell you that the video that you made is enough. And let me tell you now, it is not. You need to actually develop the actual skills. You need to do it over and over again. I know Mr. Beast always takes that to the extreme where he's like, you need to make 5 videos a day for 10 years and then you can talk to me. You don't need to do that. That is no. But what I will agree with him in saying is that you need to make 100 videos, and then you need to improve something each time. And to do that, you actually need to throw away your pride and recognize that you are a beginner in this. And that actually if you want to see my transformation from when I literally first made content, I have a playlist on my channel actually, and it's called The Era of Lucky Sniper 781. All the videos are unlisted for obvious reasons. But if you ever want to go look at when I truly first started, go to that playlist, first video, welcome to my channel. And you can compare those videos to where I'm at now. You will make so little progress every day, but in the long term, it'll add up. So it'll be hard to recognize. But as long as you don't let your pride take you, dude, you can go as far as your mind takes. You can go as far as you want.
Yeah, I mean, talking about change is a big thing. Like, I'm a small creator compared to you, but everyone here watching, they might not know me. They might not know me. Just like,
of course they know you. You're the one and only Jonesy07. I don't know why I keep flying away.
It's fine. It's sort of, it may be a podcast. People have to watch it if they don't want to. Audio is a huge thing. That's a big change. Like, I'm slowly changing my way of content because of other things around me, but that's something I don't think is good. Like, just copying other people. Copying other people. Do you think that's a good thing to do? Just copying people to get somewhere?
Yesn't. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So, copying someone Just like literally looking at another creator and being like, I'll just do what he's doing and hope for the best. You see it very prevalently in the Minecraft and Gorilla Tag community because Gorilla Tag took it from Minecraft. Actually, it's pretty funny. It's pretty ironic when you think
We're not
about it.
going down that loophole today.
We aren't going to go down that loophole, not today. But anyway, so copying one person is bad, but if you actually want to effectively take like improve your content doing what other people are doing, what you need to do is you need to take 3 to 5 creators that, are the people that you'd want to copy. Or even for my case, how I started, I just took 3 to 5 creators that I loved watching, and I looked at their content and I said, okay, what is it specifically about their content that I like? I like the way they edit. I like the subtitles on this. I like the way that this person talks or the way their on-camera personality. All you got to do, take those and mash those together. And if you can get good at just mashing it all together, like sand on a beach and you're making a sand ball, or maybe I feel like snow would probably be better, just making a snowball. If you can pack it enough tightly, then when you throw it, it'll crack like no tomorrow, and people will think, holy crap, dude, this is awesome. And to them, it's original. So if you continue with it too, just keep adding more and keep adding more. Take the people. It doesn't even have to be in VR or gaming for that matter. Just creators that you like watching. That is why I can never stay stuck to one genre when I'm talking about VR. One day I'm making documentaries, next stream highlights, next I'm making gameplay normally. I love watching creators create content and then taking inspiration from that. But if you just take bits and pieces that you like and make it your own, that's how you can effectively copy and still reach success in your own way.
Yeah, I mean,
also Bacon XX2, thank you for the $2 USD. Can we get some W spams in the chat?
Yeah, I mean, copying a singular person is never a good idea, because if you
never
copy exactly,
but
so
take
if I went to your channel, copied every single one of your videos exactly the same, it wouldn't get. If I take, for example, and then like Oliver Ending, then someone else's, and mixed individual pieces of that together. Trentic, yeah. I mean,
let me tell you,
get somewhere.
Can I interrupt you on there?
Yeah, go on.
You said if I were to copy you, then it wouldn't get anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is actually a lie. You can get somewhere. And do you want to know how you do that though? Because this is another part of YouTube. It's another route you can go down. You can copy any person you want. However, if you want to copy one person, you better make gosh darn sure that your content is better. Like you can't do a cheap knockoff. You got to see what they're doing and you got to do it better than them. You got to outshine them. Because if you don't, then it's gonna happen with Jonesy. But it is much easier, much easier, and much better for you overall, because you can actually recognize that and be like, this was built off the people who inspire me, but at the end of the day, it was my effort. And that gets rid of a lot of imposter syndrome. I'm sure I know Minecraft creators struggle a lot with imposter syndrome. It's mainly because and this is very much a generalization. I'm sure for many other people, there's completely different things or reasons as to why they would struggle. But generally, at least the way that I rationalize it, is they struggle with it because the way that they made their content was built off of the efforts of others.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it'll make sense, but you can kind of get what I'm implying here. Like, it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not theirs.
I mean, content as a whole, I already mentioned that, never mind, we don't need to go back into that.
No, let's keep going. Come on, let's just go.
I was going to say, content as a whole is so empowering. Obviously, you had your people who empower you.
I'd say it's more empowering than TV, dude.
Yeah, I will say...
freaking, think about how many people get inspired by PewDiePie as compared to, Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon's a big one. Jimmy Fallon's a big one. I've seen a lot of people who want to be that sort of talk show presenter because they...
How many people does Mr. Beast inspire as compared, though?
Exactly. Like, Mr. Beast gets millions of views. Obviously, he's got his Amazon Prime series. But that's
Mr. Beast.
Things which are built on things. But I want to ask you, do you like making new, unique content that hasn't been shown on your channel before, compared to something you've already shown before?
So, I do. However, I care just as much about giving the audiences what they want and also getting views as compared to... I care about that just as much. And so it's kind of bittersweet making something that's like, like take my latest video, for example. Actually, we can use my latest video as an example. I thought that video turned out great, but it flopped.
Yeah.
And so that hurts. But it's okay, because content creation at some point just becomes that balance until you can get to a big enough point where your audience is just conditioned to just watch whatever you put out because they just like you as a creator.
We'll talk about someone like Smithy, for example, on that front. He has a bunch of subscribers. Dan TDM, bunch of subscribers. But some people will only be there for certain content. So, for example, Dan TDM. Some people will only be there for Minecraft, like his Minecraft mod
I have
pack
people
reviews.
telling me in my chat right now to bring back Trend 2.
Yeah, I see that.
Which
this
is just
all
in
this
turn the
varying
vlogs.
content. Varying content. Do you
Mhm.
do you watch a lot of content yourself on YouTube?
I do. It's called not having a life.
So do you watch
I don't
just
have
one
much
style of
friends.
thing though, or do you watch like lots of things
No,
at once?
I watch everything. Like, my documentary editing style was inspired by channels like, oh, sorry, I accidentally just grabbed my heart ball.
You're
My documentary editing style, I can like name all of this. My documentary editing style is inspired by Disrupt, Fern, and Internet Anarchist. What is I'm tweaking my stream highlight style. I wanted to build off the base of the Ludwig style channels.
Yeah.
My normal gameplay is kind of just all over the place. I don't really have a set thing for that. And then my commentary is built off of channels like, Pyro Live, PewDiePie, and then Dan TDM when he's doing commentary stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
there's inspirations for all, and you can see that reflected in the content that I make. I consume, honestly, an unhealthy amount of YouTube. Like it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
I know that. I mean, talking about inspiration, I wanna end this entire talk off with just you. What's the biggest thing that's inspired you in general? Like one quote that's
Dan
inspired
TDM.
you. I want you to stand a quote. I want you to stand center and just tell the people listening in what's the best
Just a
quote that
standard
you've heard
quote.
for inspiration.
Shoot, I'd have to think about that.
You got time.
I'd have to think about that.
Do you want to move center a little bit? That's a bit to your right. Yeah, there. You can. It doesn't have to be something you've heard. It can be made up. Just a quote that's empowered you and you think can empower others.
Shoot. What about multiple?
Multiple's fine. Just
Multiple's fine.
Quotes.
There's really two.
Yeah.
There's really like 2 or 3. So
look into the. Let me zoom it in as well a little bit. Yep, you're good. Carry on talking.
There are 3 principles that I kind of abide by when it comes to my content, and I guess I can envelop them in quotes. So, first quote: when given the choice between being right and being kind, choose kind. Second quote would just be: do not pray for easier lives, just pray to be stronger men. Which is, it's kind of sexist, but it was said by JFK in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so I feel like he kind of gets a pass.
Yeah.
And then my third one, which kind of defines, I guess, everything, is just do not let the world stop you from doing what you want to do. Unless it's a crime. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean...
that last quote, man, I even had my own mom tell me that I should give up and that I shouldn't do content. Yet here I stand today. That was a hard one to get past.
Family obstructing you is a big thing.
I had every single person. And that it's okay too. Like if people obviously are going to tell you, but it comes from a place of caring because YouTube is the most unstable, competitive job on the entire world. Anyone can do it. Anyone can become millionaires. And like I think even me, I'm like top 3% of creators on this entire platform. It is in that it took me 5 years to get there. I sacrificed the entirety of my teenage years from literally turning 13 all the way because as soon as I had the chance, I went for it.
Yeah.
Literally day one. And so as soon as I had the chance, I went for it. And I've been doing it for the entirety of my teen years, and I'm right here. and I'll spend 5 more if I have to, but I will become the biggest VR creator, and I will become one of, if not the biggest YouTuber.
Yeah.
I will be a household name, and nobody is going to stop me from achieving that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna end this off here. It's been wonderful talking to you. I mean, I've only got to know you the past week, almost now. We've only actually been talking for the past week.
Yeah, I showed up in the comps. I showed up in
Yeah, you showed up
the
at the
comp
tournament,
stream.
and now look at us here in front of this
Yeah.
amazing
I
view.
know. Crazy,
And
right?
it's just a grind. So I'm gonna say a huge thank you to everyone watching. I mean, we've had people obviously in your chat, my chat, obviously the people who are watching this
Thank you,
in
chat.
podcast format. I just want to say Trentic. I'll put his socials in the description. He's an
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
I've watched him now for years. I've watched like you. I watched Mr. Stick. I watched a lot of
I've
people,
actually
and
there's
they've
been a
kept
lot of
me
creators who
pushed.
have contacted me. Like a lot of VR creators who I watch who have
Yeah.
contacted me, and they're like, "Dude, I've been watching you since the Breachers days," and I'm like, "Motherfucking, you didn't reach out.
Yeah,
Would
I
have been
mean,
nice to have you."
we can speak about so many people, and that's another big thing. Collaboration. Collaboration is it's either a
Big,
killer or a
massive,
growth.
even.
It's both. It can either grow you or kill you. If you collab with the wrong people, it'll kill you. If you collab with the right
Mhm.
people, it'll grow you. So I
So
wanna
don't
end on
kill
that
me,
note.
Jonesy, please.
I want on that note I want to
Don't kill
say
me.
my final words for today is going to be collaborate with who you want to, not need to.
My final words are just going to be: if you don't enjoy the process, try something else, and if that doesn't work, then just do something else. That's
Yeah.
it. If whatever you do isn't for you, it's okay. You can go try other things. You're young. You can fail. Actually, that's what I should say. Don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many opportunities I have been squandered, but I still am here. Now I can do YouTube like at part-time job status. And think about how many times like I had the opportunity to become a big creator through Roblox VR,
He's gone.
through Echo VR, through Breachers, and I squandered every single one.
Yeah.
Heck, I could be squandering one right now because I said no to being a part of another VR, of a Bone Lab style VR game that I know for a fact is going to be huge. That's another opportunity that could be squandered. It is okay to fail. You just need to keep going. Just keep trying. And make sure that at least in some way, shape, or form, even if you hate editing, if you hate making thumbnails, at least one aspect of content creation is fun for you. And if it isn't, then this industry just isn't for you. Thank you.